Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another captivating episode of Virtual Global Leadership Podcast. Today we have a guest who is on a mission to tackle one of the most pressing issues faced by the entertainment, media, and publishing industries: online piracy. Please allow me to introduce Mayur Kachare, a dedicated professional who is making a significant impact in the fight against digital piracy. Mayur is the driving force behind a range of innovative anti piracy solutions designed to safeguard intellectual property from infringement in the digital realm. Currently, Mayur is collaborated with a Spain based ebook and magazine publisher to track and thwart ad based revenue generation by infringing websites, a crucial step in curbing online piracy. In addition to his work with private entities, Mayur serves as an external anti piracy consultant at MIPCU, a specialized anti piracy unit under Maharashtra Cyber. But Mayur doesn't stop there. He's also the driving force behind Pirates Alert, a forward thinking startup dedicated to provoking effective and innovative anti piracy solutions to combat online piracy. In his role, he takes charge of domestic and international business operations, spearheads research and development efforts, and plays a pivotal role in client acquisition and service delivery. Mayur, welcome to the show. It's pleasure to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm good. First of all, thank you for inviting me. And secondly, thanks once again for this lovely introduction. Usually, I find very short of word to introduce about myself. So I'm going to use your introduction next time, definitely.
No, no, you're most welcome, Mayur. So, just guide us through what has happened in the last 4 5 years in the online or rather digital piracy space. I think it's been there since a long time, but I would love to know more from you. I think this is an interesting beginning. I would love to know from you how, uh, unfortunately, these people who conduct frauds, how they have changed and evolved. What is their psyche? It would be great if you could share that.
Sure, sure. Let's start a little bit more back, like couple of decade backs, like when
Sure.
we were in school. So usually piracy we form like when we were going to the railway station, we used to find a pirated CDs. The guy used to sell us that. And in one CDs like DVD, we used to get four movies, three movies like that, and we were introduced piracy in that area. But now the world was transferring, the internet was booming, so even the pirates started taking advantage of this digital uh, wave. So they started uploading the movies on the various websites. So first, initially, if you see the piracy started in terms of download. Like you can go to a website, torrent website, especially, and you can download your content. Then slowly, as the technology got advanced, the pirates also start evolving and adapting a new situation. Instead of downloading a movie, they gave you option you where you can directly stream from a website or from the mobile app. So it become very easy for the user to access the pirated content. And now there are a lot of action has been taken by various media and entertainment companies in order to curb piracy. So now the pirates also moving and evolving, where they have moved to the social media platform, like on Telegram they have moved, where people can on groups and on channel they are publishing the content and downloading. So piracy has been a biggest problem for the entertainment industry, and it's not only impacting the revenue. Like just to throw a numbers, in India, it is estimated like $3 billion losses happening annually, and it's a dollar, not rupees. Annually happen due to the digital piracy, oral piracy. And if you look at it globally, it's around like $58 billion losses in revenue. But it doesn't stop over that. It's not just a revenue loss, but it also impact the creators, like the creators who are creating this content. Even they are getting affected by this. And most of importantly, crucially, even the user who consume this pirated content, more often they fall for the victim of various cyber crimes and cyber fraud. Like malware may get injected to your PC, or there is also special term called spareware, where you are injected, like you are prone to believe that your PC has been injected. When you ever visit any pirated website, you will get a pop-up notification that from the pretending to be a Microsoft notification, a Windows notification saying that your PC has been infected. Please don't close anything. Call this number for the support care. And this number eventually belongs to a scammer, which they assist you. They pretend to solve your problem and remove all the virus and infection. And against that, they ask you a fee for that. And if you don't believe this, there is an interesting video captured by the Jim Brawling. Jim Brawling is a YouTuber who fight against tech scam. So he, one of his episode on one of this video, we can hear like there was a woman whose 8-year daughter has taken her work laptop to download some pirated game, and they got this pop-up message. She called on the call center regarding this issue, and she was zoom her, we can hear that her daughter is crying in the behind, and she's getting scammed for the money. So it's very scary thing to go on. Like, we see that this is a victimless crime, but actually it's not. There are victims. It's not only just from the entertainment industry, but all normal user also become a victim for this piracy.
Mayur, I'll just give you a recent example that happened with me. Just last week, I ordered food from one of the delivery portals, and I there was a kind of a big order. There was a party, so I used my credit card on that app. Okay, and just few minutes before the delivery partner was about to reach my home, I get a call that you have ordered something from a particular sweet point. He did not name the sweet point. He called me. So the money has not gone, so don't worry. We'll give you the cash as the food reaches your home. It made me believe for a few minutes, and then he said that I'm going to give you an OTP. Okay, you just send me that so that your order, so that you save your money or you do not lose on your order. Okay. For a minute, I thought, and I opened the message. That OTP was from the delivery portal, and it was about logging to my account. And they imagine someone who is got a call, who knows that food is about his way, might not just see anything, just see the OTP and give OTP. And I was like, okay, hadn't I been slightly careful, my entire credit card details would be with him. And this is like last week. Okay, maybe I did share this with you when we met a couple of weeks ago, but this is what happened. So Mayur, on this, I know, I mean, I shared this experience because I couldn't stop myself from sharing this. And by the way, that also helps viewers also know what is happening. But Mayur, this is like just one example of many things that are happening. So what advice or suggestions, let's start with, let's say, uh, a common man, from a common man lens, what all areas we should be careful, and then you can also talk about how can companies and organizations be mindful of such happenings at a different level.
So just to give you a perspective, like you have to think from the business point of view, pirates as well. For pirates, they need something like fraudster also need a lead generation funnel. So how we as a business require a lead generation funnel, pirates also do that. And what's the most easiest way to get people attract to their website or install that pirated app on your PCs or on your mobile phone? So content is the key for them. Like movie का content दे दो, download करके stream करके you get access. Similarly, game खेलो, you get access to your PC or the mobile or laptop. So similar like that. So if you're giving access to those pirate website, be careful, because you are, if you're using like internet banking, if you're using your like UPI for doing that transaction, there might be a chances your data might be getting leaked. And they use similar kind of technique. Like in your case, you have ordered that you have placed the order, so they are using a relatable information or message to scam. Like how in advertisement we always said ki share something to the relatable to the your customer. Similarly they are doing that. And in, because we are running so busy schedule day by day, like we don't look after that. Like okay, call तो मैंने तो किया था, OTP उसकी regarding ही रहेगा. So they take advantage of this part only. Like when you are in vulnerable situation, like you are applying for the loan from the various bank, and here you get a call से आपको सर interest free loan मिलेगा, ये आपको ये मिलेगा वो मिलेगा. So this you have to be very attentive. Like I know there are situations we cannot concentrate each and every time. there might be instant, but you have to make in case that happen, there is a portal available on the government website. You can easily report over there. You don't have to do a lot of hassle, especially for the crime which is happening on the digital front. So especially like we are living in the state of Maharashtra, so Maharashtra government also has the product. Plus in India, there is a centralized portal where they can report about any fraud which has happened to you. Believe or not, most of the time government take act on it. And in fact, you will also help others to prevent it. Like for example, if fraud happened from particular XYZ number, phone number, if you report that, then government can take action and they can also block that number. So fraudster cannot use the same number to conduct other frauds. So it's our responsibility to give our as a feedback, how we give a feedback to any customer a company to improve. Similarly, we also have to give a feedback or information to government so they can act on it.
Interesting, interesting. Thank you, Mayur, for sharing that. Quickly for the viewers, though I introduced, but I would love to know more about the impactful work that you are doing with Pirates Alert. So feel free to express, the various verticals that you're working from Pirate Alert's point of view.
So Pirate Alert started as an anti-piracy company. Like we still work in that specific domain, and currently we are also trying to move to other vertical of IP protection, intellectual property rights protection. So we are trying to move to brand protection. We're also trying to move forward for the counterfeiting. Because counterfeiting is also various crime which is happening, especially after COVID and after lockdown. We have started have habit to place order online, whether it's online shopping like for clothes, for other requirement, or also our grocery needs. Like we had formed the habit to place order via online. So we are also looking to move to that vertical. But to take it back, like why we started this anti-piracy and what we are serving. So industry was facing this problem from long ago, and this problem was so massive and it's been so highlighted. Even the pirates were aware what actions this company is going to take. So you might heard like in Mahabharat there was a Rakshas called Rakta Beach. So whenever you try to kill that Rakshas, it's if its blood, drop of blood hits the ground, it used to reincarnate itself and it used to multiply himself. So that's why these problems keep arising. Similarly, the same problem is with the piracy. If you try to take down one content from one URL, within a few minutes, a new URL will be popping up with the same content. So this was a recurring issue which was faced by the industry. So what we did, like to kill that Rakshas, Ma Durga has to come. So to kill this piracy issue, we reach out to the law enforcement, we reach out to the cyber police, and started taking that help. So instead of sending just a takedown notice to take that particular URL down, we had taken a help of police officers to suspend the entire domain, entire website. So no new URL will be popping up, new content will be popping on that pirated website. Because as a law enforcement agency, they have a certain power and access to the information which a private entity won't have. By doing this, we have seen immense progress, like the number of visit pirated website you usually get to in terms of gaining the popularity, or in during the peak release of the movies or the big movies, we were able to reduce that percentage by 20%, the overall
Wow,
traffic which they used to get.
wow.
So
Well,
these are the
could you
few
also
initiatives we are taking.
Sure, sure, sure. Could you elaborate the amazing work that you have been doing with Maharashtra Cyber as a consultant? I know there might be due to protocols you might not be able to take some names, but from an impact point of view, like if you could share a kind of an incident or a story or something, which so that we are also able to visualize. Okay, this is what we thought, and this is what we expected, and this is how it came out to. So if you're only comfortable, I leave that up to you.
Sure, I will try to avoid taking names of the brands which we work for.
Sure, sure,
But one of the example I can tell you now, the case study which we worked on,
sure, sure.
like so there was a pirated app like 2 or 3 years ago. It gained enormous popularity not only in India but outside India as well. The
So the
USP
app
of this,
itself was pirated. The app itself,
yeah,
okay,
correct,
okay.
correct. The app itself was a pirated app, and it was an aggregated app. Aggregated in the sense it was not only streaming the content from any one particular OTT app, but it used to stream all the content, like whether it's Viacom 18, whether it's Disney Plus, Netflix, Amazon Prime, you name it, all the OTT content were available. Not only that, all the TV channels which are also available, news channel, normal entertainment channel, or the live sports channel, everything was available in the app. The main USP of this app was they were running as an organized business, even though it's a pirated app. What they used to do, they used to provide a subscription, monthly subscription. Like for example, if you want to take a monthly subscription of Netflix, the minimum will start from, I'm guessing it's 149 or 199 per month. Similarly, Hotstar has their own rate, Sony Live has their own rate, but here you just have to pay $30 per month. That's it. In $30 you used to get access to all the content. Plus they had an option, like if you don't want to pay, it's okay, we will just show you ads and you can watch the content. So they were running in the freemium model. For user who want to pay, they are not showing the ad, but since the user were not able to pay, they were showing ads, and that's how they started monetizing. So it was very good deal for the user, and it's not only affected the OTT market, like online business of the companies, but also the offline business started affecting, because this app was also accessible on TVs, Android TVs. So you were no longer need to subscribe to a set-top box or dish TV. You just have to put, because all the TV channels were available. So one of our client who was facing this issue bring this case about information about this pirated app. At that time we only knew the name of the app, no other information were available. But as we started working with the law enforcement agents, we started figuring out, doing investigation, then we figure out from which server they are streaming the content, which domain they are using to distribute that content, from where they are hosting, how they are hosting, how to buy the subscription, where the money trailing is going on, and piece by piece we started gathering this information, and we figured out, okay, they are distributing that content through Telegram. Like on Telegram you just have to pay, send a screenshot of your payment, and you used to receive user ID and password. So we did the same thing in order to understand the how these things work, the mode of operandi. And in that process we came to know, okay, we able to identify, okay, this is the bank account of that person who's selling this pirated subscription. From there we started sending a notice to the bank, then from bank we got more information, because as a police they have a good coordination with this financial institute or any companies which are operating from the India. So they help us a lot in order to retrieve this information, and finally we were able to suspend the operation of that pirated app. And not only that, we were also able to successfully arrest those founders of that pirated app.
Hmm.
And one was based in Hyderabad, one was based in West Bengal. And it is interesting, like be- earlier before the digital age, the criminal, like they had some certain background, like they have a certain background in crime or something like that, like, and they are connected with some other form of crime. But this digital or piracy wave, they are creating a criminal or first time criminal, where they might be a students, they might be a working professional, they might be a well educated. So in our situation we have come across the person where we are going for arrest, the parents are actually principal in college. You won't think like that, they won't believe that their son is doing this. So it's very shocking that these things can happen in the online. So this is a completely new territory which we are working on, and working closely with law enforcement is eventually benefiting the industry a lot in this situation.
Thank you, Mayur, for sharing that case study. It really helps, and really helps us understand the intensity of the problem. So, Mayur, if any brand reputation managers or those who understand that this can be an issue, and I'm not like I'm just saying it could be a big conglomerate, or it could be a startup, a D2C startup, whose entire business is run digitally. What areas or what caution points would you like to share with them please do share that, and also do share that what are the areas you can help them with.
Okay. First of all, any brand or any company who is doing business, like in this digital situation, even the offline company need a online presence. So if you are any company which are operating, first of all, protect your digital assets. Like for example, if your business name is, let's say, XYZ, so while purchasing domain, just don't purchase xyz.com. Do also purchase the relevant domain. For example, since you are operating from India, you also need to purchase .in, .co.in, or any business which consumer might get tricked into believing this is your business. So
Hmm.
you need to secure the domain and purchase that domain first of all, because anyone can misuse your brand name later on. Secondly, you need to have proper documentation, like documentation in the terms, like if you have any your brand logo and any copyright material, like if you are a product company, so you might be having a packaging, you have design a packaging, so do copyright for that part, do file for the copyright, do also file for the brand ka design ka pattern. Because eventually if suppose someone is carrying out attack on your brand identity or brand image, this information, this trademark number, this copyright number is eventually going to help you to take down that content or take any action against the infringer. If you don't have this basic uh, necessity required, then I'm not saying you won't be able to do, but the process and the money and the resources which you're going to require, it's going to cost you more. Like you have to go to the court, they get a court order, then the lawyer fees is going to involve, then there is a certain timeline which you are going to have to wait to get this order. So eventually, but if you have this thing, all the documentation ready, within 24 hours to 7 days business working days, you can able to take action any against any infringer if you have this basic document. Secondly, this is the basic requirement you have. Second, do have an internal team which can monitor on the web, is someone is misusing your brand name, or if someone is creating a like selling the similar product, identical product or fake product under your name. So if you have an in-house team which will be monitoring uh, this activity on regular basis, it will be help you to identify this problem actively. Usually what happen, as a company, any customer complaint like this product which I purchased, it doesn't look like yours, the quality is not good, then we do the internet, we start doing internet investigation, then we reach out to our supplier distributor कि किधर हुआ क्या हुआ, we try to gain those information. And by that time the fraudster has already made enough money, and if you take the action, it's very late to do that. So once you do that, it will start doing the again. But if you have a proactive measure instead of reactive, it is going to significantly save your revenue. Not only this revenue, it will be protecting your identity, your business reputation, because customer, if they are not satisfied, even they had feel one bad experience, they are not going to easily come and purchase your product against. So eventually, if you see from the customer life cycle what lifetime value earning you have done from the customer, it's a huge loss, because they also refer to their peers like this product is good, or in fact if they don't like a product, they will be referring to the more customer like don't buy this product. They will spreading, they will be recommending you not to buy amongst the peers and network. So it's crucial to do this step in. And how we can bring it that we do all this activity on your behalf, where we do in very systematic way, very like disciplined way, plus we do it automatically. So we have a tool please, where we you don't have to go manually check each and every time. You just feed data to our system will automatically detect that. Once we found any suspicious activity which is going on, our team will be reaching out to the brands and telling, okay, this is happening with your company, is this an authorized dealer, or is this content you have given a license to? If not, then we take immediate action. We know the process, how to, where to file this, and we take down the content and minimize the loss which happening currently.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mayur, I have a very funny and serious question at the same time. Okay, funny and serious. Why? I'm telling you why. With the rise of AI, the generative AI, you know, don't you see in the next few years some AI? not company, AI, let's say fraud company, processing everything and making the fraud happen. Like I just thought I should ask you, or it has already happened, or it's happening. I don't know. Please let us know that.
It's happening. It's
Okay.
not going to happen. It's happening. Like you might heard, like the YouTuber Tanmay Bhatt, his
Yeah, yeah.
account got hacked. YouTube account got hacked, and there was some Elon Musk speech was getting streamed from his account. And Elon Musk was not giving the stream. It's created with AI, like how this Bitcoin is going to go up and all those things. Na? It was streamed that part. So it's happening currently. And very difficult to take down that as well. But recently, like 2 days back, I'm not sure about this information, but I've been to one business event. Like there was an event for anti-piracy and anti-counterfeiting. So I went over there, and one of the speakers spoke about this, and they told that now the actors, the celebrities, are started taking a dynamic injunction. Just to give you a context, what dynamic
Yeah,
injunction
yeah.
is, like for example, if the crime is going to happen, but you don't know who is going to do, and that might be a factor. Multiple people might be misusing your name in that situation. You don't know who's going to happen or whether it has happened or not, or it might happen in the future. So in that situation, a dynamic injunction is taken from the court. So for example, you as a celebrity, you can go to the court, key you will ask the court to grant you a permission to take down the content or the image where the infringement might use in a future. So, for example, Elon Musk can go to a court and get this order. So, anytime any fraudster is creating a video of Elon Musk and spreading the message which Elon Musk doesn't want to spread, or creating some kind of scam, so Elon Musk legal team can send a notice, show this court order. Okay, this is the order which we have granted from the court. Please take down this content. And many of the time this notice are not sent to the scammer directly. It's sent to the intermediary. So to understand what intermediary is, like we go on Instagram. So on Instagram, the scammer create their fake account. They create the account and upload this video or upload the scam message, right? So we don't send this notice to the scam account, but we send this notice to the Instagram.
Hmm.
Instagram is a mediator in this situation. So we tell Instagram to suspend that account to take down the content.
Yeah.
Similarly, intermediary can be a Google. If they are hosting a website, the domain registrar might be a intermediary. So in this situation, this dynamic injunction can be very much useful in the future.
Wow, wow. That's a good update, and I think it's like, was it a global this thing, or it's already there out of India, and now this can happen in India?
No, it's been the part of the India as well. Like in India, like there are it's an updated version currently available in India. Earlier, like
Okay.
in the West, we have a John Doe order. Like any person, we don't know his name, so we call as a John Doe. In India, we call Ashok Kumar. Funnily, the name Ashok Kumar comes from the movie Hero, from the late 80s, I think 80s or 70s. Against his name, they started taking the order called Ashok Kumar order.
Interesting, interesting. So Mayur, here we will pivot the conversation, and we would like to share with the viewers, like, what made you be passionate about this field. Like, there are so many things, as an entrepreneur, one can do, but why? And I see you are in this industry like for now more than 5 years, if I'm not wrong, or even more than that. But I would love to know, how did you arrive at, this is what I want to do.
Okay, so in 2007, approximately, my dad received a phone call from his friend saying, "Ki, Arun bhai, your movie pirated copies available in the market." Imagine my dad was a Marathi film producer and director. It was his first movie which he did at that time. And to give you context of the Marathi industry, you might have seen that Marathi industry has been booming. It is earning in crores and all. At that time, it was not a situation. Rarely any one movie out of 300 used to do well, not big, but well business where you used to cover your money and earn good enough amount. At that time my dad has taken a loan to make this create this movie at 18% interest rate. Imagine that part. And he is getting this call and saying ki your movie has been pirated and it's available in the market. I've seen his face. I still remember his face. I know ki he was fearless, but at the same he was feeling the pain and also feeling the helplessness. He was having no power कि क्या कर सकते हैं इसके लिए. So I remember, and I think this has been rooted deeply in my mind, consciously or subconsciously, which eventually influenced me or motivate me to start the company related to IP crimes. So I can help my creator like my dad to protect that content, because I know it's not just about the revenue. They make this just out of love and passion, because at taking a loan at 18% interest rate where you have a odd of 1 out of 300, it's not about making a money. It's all about contributing or showing your love and affection through cinemas. So I wanted really to do something where can be in a position where I can help the creator like him. And one day the people also respect ki, okay, digital content piracy is also crime. Like usually we feel like, if you imagine, most of the people in art industry says that, like they have been saying from last 10 to 20 years, people usually, if someone wallet is lost, what do we do? If we find out, we go and track that person and give that wallet to them, right? We don't steal the money out of it, right? But in piracy you are stealing the content. Like you are literally stealing that person work and enjoying it. But as a human being in the physics, if it's happening in the physical world, we won't do the same for other situation. If suppose someone forget their phone, we immediately tell them, "Bhai, आपका phone रह गया." Yeah, ma'am, आपका phone रह गया. But we don't apply same law. Why? We think it's merely big pocket are involved. It's not. It's mostly the creator who are small, who works for their passion, who enjoys to create something. They make that, and at the end of the day, they get suffer out of this. So in order to do that, so I started this company where I can help creator like him.
So, Mayur, what are some of the industries that you have identified are facing a challenge, and and you have, let's say, a plan or a strategy to support them? So can you share that? Because I think if any viewer, if that particular industry is watching this, because this is my observation, and you may correct me. I know everyone talks about online piracy, everyone talks about scam. They so enjoy watching content like a scam 92 or a scam telgi. But when it comes to taking decisions in an organization, that we have to keep a budget for it, or we have to make it plan of our make it part of a bigger let's say vision. It there is some sort of hesitation or reluctancy. So what are your thoughts here? And what is the mindset shift that organizations must take if they really want to save money? Because I feel, and I'm not just saying this, but because the data says so, that if in the world 58 billion of revenue loss is happening, that means it's a revenue loss on the profit side, isn't it? Because cost is always going to increase. So what is your take and perspective, and let's say urge to such organizations?
In our situation, like in the media and entertainment industry, which we majorly cater in, like for the
Yeah.
movie producer or the studios or the music label, in that situation, they already have been working and using most of the service available in the market. But what I will recommend them, it's not always enough to do the same set of activity all the time. Like they have certain implement which they eventually get benefit out of it. But what I will suggest them, try also taking the partnership of law enforcement agency, because there are some labels which has taken that, and it's giving a tremendous impact. They can see that the revenue increase or see the impact getting minimized due to the swift action of law enforcement agency. So any new approach to solve the piracy problem, I will always highly encourage the companies to take that. I know there are standard procedure which has already been established in your company, and I do understand this is the necessary. And I'm not saying you to discard that process, do that step, but as an add-on step, also start experimenting, because pirates are experimenting with various ways to reach more audience. Why should not the company should try to minimize their impact? So this is the one suggestion which I will suggest them. And also, if the industry can come together and solve this problem, it will be a very much benefit for the industry. Like currently we are doing with couple of clients from the music industry, where the association is associated with us, where we are collaborating with them. So what happened, we are able to raise our voice towards the government, explain the problem in a much more easier manner and in much more understandable manner. Secondly, the information sharing is happening in that collaboration, because one set of company might be facing one particular set of problem, but that is for now. In future, the problem might be something else, because pirates are evolving. So this information has been transferred, then the other companies are getting educated out of it. So this will eventually help them to take a proactive action rather than reactive action. So they are already prepared for such kind of situation or such kind of infringement.
Interesting perspective. So, well, good to know your story also on what motivated you to choose this area of work, and I think that's really inspiring. Uh, when you were talking about some of the themes of this podcast is also to understand how do as an entrepreneur you deal with challenging situations or in negative influences or failures. So what is your process? What is your process?
Uh, very tough question which you have asked. Uh, as an entrepreneur, you will face challenge on a day-to-day basis, but it's eventually what motivates you to get up and fight again. Because still remember, like, one of the biggest company where I tried to engage with them, and I got so much backlash from them, and apparently I didn't understand why they are giving so much backlash. Eventually I was trying to help them only from my point of view. This really demotivated me for a certain period of time. Like, I started rethinking whether I'm doing it right, whether I do have in me to solve this problem or not. But eventually, as an entrepreneur, you always have a voice within you. You tell, "Bhad mein gaye sab, you know what you are doing. Let's continue doing it." So at the end of the day, when you sleep and when you get up again, it's within you have that passion. कि हाँ भाई आज तो कुछ करना है, let's do this, or let's try a different approach. So it doesn't matter how much time you feel, it's always that, can you come up with that, can you bounce up with that. So usually when we go to temple, like currently we are having a Ganesh festival going on. So whenever I pray, I don't pray for the success, I just pray for God, just give me a strength where I can overcome from this problem, just give me a one ray of hope so I can come from that problem. So this keep on driving you, this keeps on motivating you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Mayur, you also mentioned about one of the projects that you have been doing for a long time with a Spanish-based publishing company. So, throw some light here to make us understand like what exactly you're doing there, and if how that can also add a value to some of the folks here in India.
Yeah. So that project is very special, and I believe very deeply, and I think that is going to change it. That's what we figure. Because for us, like, I think from the lens of the pirates, like, why I will be doing a piracy. Eventually, there might be a lot of main reason, lot of reason, other reason, but the main reason is the financial gain. Like at the end of the day, even after pirating the movie or pirating any content, they wanted to earn money out of it, right? So whole process thought of us was, instead of going behind the content, taking down the content, what if we take them their revenue instead, hitting them where is going to hurt them most, because the biggest driving factor for them is to generate a revenue to earn the money. And piracy is very lucrative business model. If you see, like, you don't have to invest anything to develop the content. You just have to steal someone works and distribute it. Okay. And for distribution into the today's age, to the digital into the internet penetration, it doesn't cost that much to distribute your content. And while doing that distribution, the question will be arising: how do they earn money? So there are various ways. Like either you can involve with scam ads or the distributor malicious software, but 90% of the revenue comes through online ads. So they tie up with the various ad networks and all the brands ads getting placed, because piracy very highly engaging site, because people spend more time over there. Plus, so they get lot of visibility, lot of ads brands can be placed. So this is how was happening in the Spanish market as well, especially for the ebooks. And when we do the R&D, we also figure out key is not just other brand, but even the publishers. Publisher ads were also getting placed on the pirate website. It's like you are funding for the people who are you are fighting against. So what we did, we thinking a way there should be some way where we can stop that and cut down that revenue. So what we did, we started collecting all the data, which are the pirated website where ads are getting published, which brands ads are getting published, which ad networks are being used. So we fetched that information and we started taking action. But later we realized, is there a scalable solution we can create? So after doing a lot of R&D, we came to like we built one solution. It's called ad protection. What it does, you just have to link your account. So next time your ad won't be getting placed on the pirated website. So it will be doing it two things. First, from the pirated site, it is cutting down the revenue stream. So less and less money is involved in the piracy business. So we are making a business less lucrative. So eventually, the more revenue we take down from them, the less motivated they will be to be in the business. So that was the first strategy which we implemented. Secondly, from the brand owner, if you are linking your brand and stopping your ads from the this pirated website or this fraud ads, you are not saving just taking a moral step or ethical step, but also you are saving lot of your ad spend, which was getting spent in terms of ad frauds. Like for example, this pirated website used to run various kind of ad frauds. For example, they used to ask user to click on the ad in order to get a download link. So eventually user used to click on the ad, user used to get the content, the pirated used to get the money, but the brands were not used to get a quality traffic. They just was getting a traffic which was having a session of 2 second or 3 second, but it was not eventually reaching that goal. So this we were able to cut down. So there are various scam ad fraud which the scams this pirated website used to run. So brand are getting safe from that. Third, they're also disassociating themselves from the criminal. Like if your ads are getting placed on the pirated website, as a consumer, we start thinking, okay, this brand is not that. Like if you want to position your brand in such a way, and you are positioned with the pirated content, it's eventually taking your image a little bit down. So this also helped to protect your brand image overall. So this project has been working with the Spanish client, and we are getting a good result where we are actively stopping ads getting plays on the brands, and we are cutting down the revenue of fraudsters day by day, even with different way to solve the problem operation.
Interesting, Mayur. But what I have, while speaking to you in the last 40 minutes, I have realized that, of course, and I know this, I'm just sharing for the benefit of the viewers, that you have an excellent problem solving skills. And with the way you answered a lot of questions, of course, that's the approach, but I could see, you answered everything from a technical standpoint as well. So my broader question here is, uh, uh, based on your your growth, your plans, your way of looking at things, uh, how can someone enhance their problem solving mindset or problem solving skills? What is your conscious subconscious process of building on this?
First of all, I will recommend them to understand the first principle thinking theory.
Can you
So
elaborate? Can you throw some
yeah,
light
so
there?
first principle thinking is like 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 for example, for us internet was like the landline connection. Like we have to connect to the modem and router, and then we used to get a line, and we have for a limited access of the
Yeah.
internet speed and all. But for today's generation, it's not like that. It's just readily available internet, right? They don't have to, it doesn't have to take a boot up time and all those things. So eventually everything is getting build on, and people are creating a solution for that. So currently we have this mobile phone, right? So we have to create an advanced part. So we'll start building on this. Okay.
Hmm.
But there are certain challenge we forgot about this. Like there might be certain challenge we will coming. So instead of building on the existing solution, which is available in the market, go to the deep, the root of the problem. So if you
Hmm.
go to the root of the problem, then you'll try to understand why the previous generation has used this solution to solve that problem at that particular time. So eventually you discard everything, you come to the absolute state of the problem and then start rethinking on everything. Will this problem will be suitable in this situation? Will this element can solve this problem or not? So if you start doing that, then it will be eventually help to understand the overall problem. To give you example of this, so the Elon Musk, the Tesla, and the SpaceX, they use this principle almost every day in their, like they have integrated this principle in the company. So spaceship, like even the Elon Musk has explained this very well. Like whenever he started the SpaceX, everyone was saying like there is a X amount of cost is going to eventually help, is going to cost you to launch the rocket. So it's not going to be sustainable to create a commercial space industry. So he started and asking why this is costly, why this rocket costs this. So he used to get an answer because of this element used to get. Then he said why this element is required, why this is that. So eventually he come to know majorly the heavy cost of the rocket is because the lack of reusability. So once of the rocket, because the only the top portion is going to eventually use, but the rest of the part has been destroyed, it's not been reused. So that's why he has started a rocket where you can reuse it. So that is the first thinking principle can help you to achieve.
Wonderful, wonderful. Good to know. The way you think. I think that really helps the listeners. Uh, what are some of the key lessons you have learned in your entrepreneurial journey? I would say multipreneurship, because you have been solving for the Spanish project that you're working on, then the one hat that you wear with the Maharashtra Cyber, and the other one I think we didn't spoke about. I would love to know your thoughts on the IP part that you're working. So you can just brief us, like what is the brain behind it? What are your thought processes? How are you building that?
Just to give you over like the learnings overall
Yeah, yeah,
from
sure,
this.
sure, sure. Yeah.
So if you ask me, like I will try to reframe this question, like what are the things which you can do better? I will
Okay.
take it in that manner. So
Sure,
for
sure.
example, first of all, any entrepreneur like who is starting, who want to start a business, especially B2B business, I will recommend them to take an industry experience first, like to work in the industry for a couple of years and then start something in that area or in that segment.
Yeah.
The reason is that it's not because you won't able to identify the problem or challenges or you won't be able to figure the solution. It's mostly because the networking, like in B2B you require a good amount of network in order to grow your company, because you have to speak their language, you have to present in the way. So you only able to understand this part whether if you have gained experience in that particular industry, you have worked with that those peers. First thing I will always recommend that part. Secondly, as someone who is trying to solve the problem and who has not been inside the industry or inside this area of a problem solving, we always think कि ये ऐसा क्यों नहीं कर रहे, it's so easy, ये करो ये problem will be solved. I used to think in the same way when I in the early days, if there is an easy solution to solve the piracy, why they are not doing this, why they are using this solution, because eventually this solution is not foolproof, why still they are spending this money. But as the time grows and eventually you start understanding, okay, this was the situation, That's why they were doing that. As an outsider we don't understand, but when you enter into that problem solving we understand. So it's very important to be a part of industry which you are trying to solve the problem. It's not like it's a hard and rule, like hard and fast rule, like you have to be part. There are many people who are not the part of industry, still they are able to solve the problem for that particular sector, but the number will be very less. If you see in terms of percentage now, those kind of problem number is very less. So if you're B2B founder, especially, try to take that kind of experience first.
Interesting, interesting. Mayur, what are the kind of books that you read or podcasts that you listen, or maybe some of the mentors that you like to hear their perspectives?
Books I don't read, but I use streaming platform, audio streaming platform like Audible. So one of the book which I recently read was Zero to One. So it's on the startup world, which I have read. Secondly, also for the streaming perspective, I do hear a lot of various podcasts, not just from the business point of view, but also from the entertainment point of view. So to give you a couple of example of the podcast which I listen, it's there is a podcast of Varun Thakur. He's a comedian, and bunch of the friends come together like Neville Shah, Kautus Srivastava, Adar Malik. They are the bunch of the people. It's called Internet Sex Show. So I do listen to that podcast oftenly, and there are also many other creators, but these are the few I can name.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you, Mayur, for giving your valuable time and sharing perspectives on all the areas of work that you're doing. I think our conversation was everything was so organic. I think, and also you answered everything with your experience, with I think the technical points also being covered. So thank you for creating value for our viewers. So before we end this conversation, you have any comments or anything that you would like to share with our viewers?
Yeah, I just wanted to share one part to the viewer regarding Sagar, especially. So Sagar and I go way back, like we were from the same college, Palace College, doing our management over there. And in fact, I was a senior to the Sagar. But eventually, whenever I need anything, Sagar used to the go-to person. Like when I started one startup during my college days, it's called Super Kid. Saga, you won't believe. Like Saga was a person who was like an actor, model, creator, helping me to shoot the promo video. Not only the shoot, but also to run ads. Like I didn't knew how to run Google ad or Facebook ad. I remember very well. Ki I used to sit and go to a Saga place, and at his bedroom we used to figure out कि run कैसे करना है. Ad तो बना लिया, अभी इसको publish कैसे करें. So Google ad कैसे करना है, all the aspect, whatever it started from there till now, it also helped me all the aspect of the business. If I want to just have him as a storyboard, like as a soundboard, I use them. There are many times Sagar might think, yeah, I'm not understanding his perspective or not well, but often we argue with each other. नहीं नहीं ऐसा नहीं, ऐसे ही होगा, ऐसे ही होगा. I'm very damn sure कि my perspective is right. But after a while, when I rethink about our conversation, then at that time I realized, okay, he was saying from this point of view. So he might also be right in that situation. So one quality of you which I always like is like you always ready to help anyone. Not only I don't think so it's just related to startup ecosystem, but in all general, you are that way. Secondly, you give a different perspective to the user to think about. So that is very quality point. Instead of just giving reconfirmation, okay, your point is right and all that, you try to bring some new points. So consider every 360 approach. So that's the one thing, two couple of things I wanted to share with the audience.
Yeah, Mayur, but today it is about you. Also, no, no, thank you. I welcome your feedback. Thank you so much for sharing that, and I am really happy that I could add value to you. Anything that you feel in terms of the trend we must follow in this space, or any major development you see happening in the next couple of years? Any thoughts there?
I just wanted to make user aware about one scam which is going on, which is one
Sure,
fraud which is
sure.
going on. So usually people who are accessing patented content from the Telegram groups and all those things, they might be saying there are a lot of people posting a message कि if you want to buy certain thing from the Amazon, you can get this percent discount, 70% off. You can get this is because some technical glitch within the Amazon or Flipkart or something like that. They will send you a photo and a screenshot of the payment which other people have done and trust could gain your trust. Guys, please don't fall for this. It's just a scam. You are not going to receive your money back. Uh, your friend might tell you something that they have done, but he's just not giving you full information in that situation. So it's called carding scam, but it's usually found on a pirated group, like where you easily get access to the pirated content. These people, in order to earn the revenue, even they wanted to monetize their channel, so they are running this kind of scam. So people don't fall for that part. Usually, it's not like a people who are uneducated or who are new to this technology or new to this social media. They fall very for the scam, but it's usually opposite people who have been around this social media and they fall for this crime because they think कि this is something new and लालच में आके कुछ गलत step कर लेते हैं. So don't fall for this.
No, thank you. Thank you for cautioning us. I think your insights are really helpful. And in any of the viewers, if they would like to connect to you, what is the best way they can reach out to you?
So you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn or you can drop me. You can visit our website called piratesAlert.com. So over there you can just drop us message. We'll definitely reach back to you again. And always happy to connect all everyone on the LinkedIn.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you, Mayur, once again for coming in on this podcast marathon and being equally excited. I know I shared this idea with the amazing entrepreneurs that I'm connected with, and they all were excited. So with this, we end the marathon. It started yesterday at 11 a.m. Then we had a podcast at 1 and 4, and today again we followed 11, 1 and 4, and everything went out so well. No internet disruption, no electricity disruption. Everything was so smooth every time. So yeah, I also enjoyed this experience, learned a lot, and thank you, viewers, for joining us for all the six episodes of this podcast marathon. This gives me, one more reason to think something similar in the coming months, and I would continue to do that. And I think we bought in wonderful perspectives. We got in perspectives from, again, cybersecurity to IP to employee engagement to AI to sustainability, and even we got a trade chamber of commerce. So I think, a big beautiful mix. I'm also really happy that it went out really well. And thank you, viewers, for listening to this entire 2 days and spending your weekend with us. And I'll promise I'll keep working on this and keep sharing perspectives that are more experience driven rather than jargon or theoretical driven, or for that matter, it's the information that are easily available on net or chat gpt. So I'll continue to do that. Thank you everyone.